Hey, it's Gabe with NerdTech, and I wanted to show you another workflow that I've created for some of my clients on Synthflow calling, the Synthflow AI voice. This is a call cadence to try to get people at different times throughout the day and kind of my best practices on how many times should you recall a person. So I'm just going to show you one way that I've created this, and maybe it'll spark some ideas and show you some ways on how you might be able to create your own call cadence. So when I do these cadences, I never have a trigger for me because I typically select bulk contacts from the contacts page and go high level and add them all to it at one time. You could add a tag as a trigger or maybe a pipeline stage as a trigger also. So it depends on what your flow is. So the next step is an if else. And the if else, I have checking to see if there's an answer. When there is a call answer in a separate workflow, in the post outcome called data workflow, I have a tag called AI answered. So if the call is answered, then it's going to get that tag. And so this is checking to see if it has that tag. If it doesn't have that tag, we're going to assume the call has not been answered. We're going to go down this route where it will continue the call cadence. If it has been answered, then we'll simply end this call cadence and we'll just make a note on the contact. Now this continues on. We're going to do a call attempt checker. So I like to call my clients at least 5 times. Some people may want to do 8 or 10 or more or less. But for this, I have a custom field called call attempts, and we're checking to see if that is less than 5. If it is not, or if it is less than 5, then we continue on. If it's more than 5, then we end. This ensures we don't keep calling people infinite amount of times and wasting money. It could be bad numbers or numbers that are out of service. And so we have to put a limit on how many times we're calling people. So if it is less than 5, we're going to make another phone call. We're going to add to workflow, and that workflow is going to be the workflow that actually calls. So instead of putting the call trigger in this workflow, I actually just have this action here that references another workflow. This is a really great way to keep your go high level workflows organized. When you build out sequences, it's good to use these actions here that reference other workflows so that they can be nice and organized in their own spot. Now, what I have next is we're waiting 32 hours. The significance of 32 hours is when I start this call, for me, I'm going to start it in the morning around 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. So they're going to get the first call around 9 a.m. Then it's going to wait 32 hours, which is going to put them about 5 p.m. the next day. And then we're going to go through the same checker as we did before. I'm just going to repeat the process. And obviously, the purpose of calling them in 32 hours is to call them because I like to call once a day. I don't like to call multiple times a day. I think it's too much. And I also have seen some accounts get flagged by Twilio for spam calling. So I think once a day is perfectly fine. But the significance of 32 hours obviously is we are testing morning and afternoon to see, when this person might be able to answer the phone because it's different for everybody. What most people do is they create a call sequence and it's linear and they just call the same person the same time of day every day. Well, you might be trying for that particular person or lead. They may never be able to answer the phone at that time of the day. So this is an advanced but simple way to be able to understand how you can try different times throughout the day. So then we're going to go through the same sequence. Has it been answered? We're checking for that answered tag from the post call data. If it has, it ends. If it hasn't, we continue on. Once we continue on, we're checking to make sure we haven't done more than 5 calls. And if we haven't, we're going to continue on. And now we're going to wait 16 hours. The significance of 16 hours is it goes from like 5 p.m. back around to like 10 a.m. So if we tried at 9 a.m. the day before, now we're trying at 10 a.m. So now we're trying morning, evening, and we're bouncing back and forth and trying different hours to see if we can get this person. Again, we're going to go through the same checker. We're going to call attempt, and now I'm going to go 33 hours. This is going to land them at a different time frame in the evening the next day. Go through a checker, and 14 hours. Now we're actually going back to an earlier time frame in the morning, a couple hours earlier, doing the checker, and then we're going 32 hours, doing the checker again, and then I have wait 20 hours, and then it just ends. At this point, the workflow, I'm just going to let it end, and then you can determine whether or not you want to continue to try to call this person. You might want to listen to the recordings, look at the call notes, see what's actually happening. Or do they try to talk and maybe they're just in bad service? So you may want to try to do a manual call. AI doesn't always work, but it works pretty good. We've had good success with it. But I really just wanted to show you and give you this idea on how you can kind of create your own cadence to be able to call morning and evenings. It's been a high request on my part. I've had a lot of people ask me how I do this or how they could do it. So if you struggle with this or if you don't understand Go High level workflows or how to build this type of stuff out, feel free to book a call with me. I always have my website down in the description. If you click on my website, then you'll be able to book a call with me and get on my calendar, and we can see what we can do to help you out. But I can definitely do the fulfillment and do all this. But also, if you're good with the actions and you look at what I've done here, I'm sure you'll be able to do it yourself too. So I hope this helped. I hope it gave you some ideas. And if you liked this and want more content, please like, subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks.